Hey everyone, Dave here, episode 46 of the weekly show. With me as always is Ryan. This is, as you can see, not the normal setup.
You are officially Vacationcast. You're officially more low budget than I am.
I'm officially much low budget, for sure. I have an old laptop, which we used to film on. The first few episodes were on this laptop. And I have a hotspot set up on my phone.
Oh,
So this is probably not going to be the best quality, but stick with us because it's still Ryan. So there's still going to be some great stuff. Probably
So-
Ryan stuff.
Alright.
Ryan, you are not on vacation.
No, I'm not on vacation. But every time I come on here, it feels like vacation because it's a hobby. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Good evening. So I've been thinking a lot. I'm just gonna open with something, and then we're gonna blitz through this because Dave's on his vacation.
There's no reason for anyone to know this, but there is a naked human in the room right now. This is fine. I'm a professional. That's a professional.
He's getting a shower. I'm also getting a shower. I'm getting dressed, but I can't close the door because then Dave's computer is going to see me naked.
What? Why would it see you naked if the door was closed? What does that even mean? The camera's here.
You can't see me?
No, I can. Well, I can see you.
Don't look, you freak.
Ryan, you want to see me?
Don't look, you freak.
Want to quick? She's on to us.
It's on you.
It's just about to be porncast real quick.
I could just...
I'm not sure if I should leave this in or not. This is good high quality.
All of your watching.
Right.
Out here over here. Don't leave that in.
We're not leaving this in, I guess. Eve has spoken.
You can't. I'm literally naked.
You're not in the camera, though.
If she ever wants a serious job, you gotta delete this. They're scrubbing everything now.
What? What is he saying?
Nothing. He said if you ever want a serious job, we're going to have to delete this. They're scrubbing everything.
I'm naked on the internet.
Nobody else see your video
Well,
anyway.
not really, kinda. You're like recorded auto.
I could freaking walk over there bare titty.
You're naked in audio.
Ban you.
The Vacationcast is a very different feel than our normal show.
This is fucking haywire. This feels like an Alex Jones production. It's a war.
The reptilians are on Epstein Beach.
I'm under a bunker. It looks like you're in a bar. I'm in a bar bunker.
It really does, it looks like.
Not moving that.
But it's just showing the high quality wainscoting.
Dude, it looks like you're in like a early 2000s remodeled trailer.
Yeah.
With like 1980s paddling.
Hang on.
Recording live in our new double wide.
It's got 2 parking lots.
Those are like open. No, that's fine.
Ryan, you had a story to open up with.
Alright. I didn't know if we were gonna keep getting hanky. I want something that's interrupted. It's pretty serious. So I was just it's normally haymatic, yeah, and then here comes my haymatic. It's normally haywire when Eve comes in, she's always laughing or it's always something hilarious. So but yeah, I wanted to be
making your shopping list.
Alright, yeah, so I've been thinking a lot lately about Steven Crowder, especially this week, the revelations last week. So I realized something that
Ryan, just for the record, I'm dressed now. Oh, I need no one's underwear.
just
Okay, now I'm leaving.
just
The studio is sacred.
the studio is sacred. The studio is alright. We'll start over in case you gotta edit this, which you probably will or should. Alright. So I've been thinking a lot about Steve Crowder, right? We covered last week. We talked about it. You actually had a clip on our channel about it. Everybody check it out. But I felt like the task is we use this as a hobby. We use this as commentary. We always cover the things we cover. We don't necessarily get into the same level of details a lot of other programs do, which is not the purpose of our program. But nonetheless, it made me feel like I have a greater responsibility now. Because with the idea of Steven Crowder potentially being permabanned from YouTube, or just the idea, like you said last week, he was doing it for all the people with a blue sheet. Dave, you literally have a sheet,
It is literal sheet.
So something personally, what got me super into a lot of this stuff was Alex Jones. And whether you want to say whatever about him or not, but I would never come out and honestly say a lot of things or try to like give people credible sources through Alex because of the content. It seemed like crazy. But Steven Crowder isn't crazy. He doesn't pose crazy theories. He's not posing crazy, insane things, no matter how correct some things may come out. My point is, like, he has a comedy side, he has a serious side, he blends them together, he does these segments, he has guests on. He has a very awesome program. He's obviously, people love it. He has a huge following. It's great. I applaud him. And I won't let his name go into the dark like I did Alex. If I have to speak Steven Crowder every day, I will. People need to know about him. Go check him out. All that. I will, because you know what? He is the Thomas Jefferson and stuff. So it made me feel like our responsibility here at December 1773, I say December Nation and stuff, but I mean the December Nation thing, because the people that watch this program and the people that spend the time, not only are you appreciated, but I think something Crowder does well is he has a unifying message. So I'm going to read your mind.
Hey, are you getting in the shower?
We believe in limited government. The Constitution is the law of the land. Our solutions lie in the individual before it's collective. We are all equal in the eyes of our creation. Life only ends. It always is beginning. History before politics. Media is a branch of our government. Religion is a solution, not a division. And our sacrifices today will benefit those who come after. All liberties worth defending, no matter how small. Bring honor to our forefather spirits. Our ideas are eternal, and we'll live by that, and we'll die by them.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff. I mean, it's just we say it. I mean, we've been saying it since you said it, but civil liberties, man, they're this big, and they didn't just show up. It's however long, is it hundreds of thousands of years? I mean, it's thousands of years and millions of people.
I looked it up. It's like 170 billion people have been alive. Like human beings, they estimate 170 billion. There's only 350 million Americans. So think of that shit, man.
It's easy to forget how, I mean, I'm not saying everything's perfect, but it's easy to forget how good we have it.
Yeah, our forebears sacrificed a lot of things for us to reap the benefits all at one time, and that's why it's called first world problems. So I wanted to open with the message. I didn't mean to get so, but I really do. I take it very serious. Like we joke and I try to like relay all the things I do, but like I said, Crowder has a unifying message. He believes by principle and stuff. So I want people to be serious. You don't have to be part of this program or our broadcast or our audience, but that's what I want our listeners to know. Like that's what I'm speaking. That's not politics, that's not this or that, that's me. That's what I think we need. We need that. So we all need to be Crowder. We all need to fight like Crowder, man, and talk it in public and in private, on the internet, out of the internet. Like they're that small, man, and that's all we got. So
yeah,
it's the new way of humans. Smartphones change all of human history. So we're in the new age of humanity. And we need these tenets. We need these principles. You know, we're lost without religion. You know, in a way, because religion gave structure to such a crazy big world, and the world's ever bigger and it's ever expansive. It's ever growing, and you know, we don't even have necessarily like a framework or like a set of principles. It's so diverse amongst all these different people. And that's what's so powerful about Crowder, is because he's just run-of-the-mill guy. You would call him textbook conservative. There's some things that he's a little like. He says legal aid.
He called himself a. This is his quote about himself. He called himself basic bitch conservatism.
That's yeah. He's like, you know, legalized drugs. He's like, that's a little more, you know, little more libertarian. But that's all. He's just run. He's not an Alex Jones. That's why I brought him up, because they're opposite, but they're representing the same faction, because it started with Alex. You know, it started with Milo. It started with these people. And now we're at Crowder, run-of-the-mill, lactose, you know, basic bitch in his terms, conservative. You know, just speaking for however million people. He says half the country because of Trump supporters, right? He obviously can tell in his analytics. So it's like, it's super important, but he's just run-of-the-mill. This is the average American. And this is what I mean about, because when you silence him, you silence all those people, right? And it's, you know, I say it, like, people are not going to keep going to work. You know, you can give them $300 to stay home, but the people that are disenfranchised are not going to keep going to work, man. There's going to be consequences for these things, and we can't just keep banning people on the internet. So I listened to Crowder specifically this week to not only give him like engagement, and I commented on his videos, but just to like, this could be the last of them, and like to hear him, and like just to have him there, like his rallying pitch, man, is powerful shit, and we need it now more than ever when all this other crazy stuff that we cover in headlines every week, you know, like Crowder's, you know, that's basically, it's boiled down to Crowder right now. The opposition of the government power is Crowder, basically.
Yeah, and when you talk about you know, unifying, you know, any of our thoughts aside, there's nothing more unifying than fighting for people's rights.
Yeah, all civil liberties are worth defending, no matter how small.
Yeah, and whether we disagree with other people and things or not, we should all have the same civil liberties. So I think it's time. It's a little different than it's been, but I think it's time for some vacation lines.
Vacation lines.
Headlines. Trans female MMA fighter. This is funny. We were just talking about this. Trans female MMA fighter lashes out at Joe Rogan, says he should stop talking about transgender athletes. Stop talking about it. No matter how much we disagree, I will never tell you to stop talking about something.
Seems like we're touching a nerve there. We've got a little.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna rip her apart for it, but yeah, you can't. Yeah, is Joe Rogan next? You know, I thought about this. Never mind. I won't.
Yeah, can you get much more moderate than Joe Rogan?
No, I wouldn't even call him a moderate. I call him a hypocrite. But yeah, yeah, you can't, man. Joe Rogan tries to be like, all right, let's just be. He's just like the silent big brother, you know, the gentle giant kind of thing, right? So
yeah, I don't know. You just can't. I mean, how often does he take even a side?
He tries to not. I mean, he has people on with different points of view all the time.
Yeah,
people disagree.
I mean, I understand why he does it.
Yeah, for sure.
The space is so big, it's kind of just like, I don't want to exclude anybody by having. And you could kind of tell where he leans, but.
Yeah, you could tell how he leans by where he lives, but I mean, the reason he's so like in the middle of even keel is it allows for the biggest audience. You know, there's really something similar to being so open, you know, with your beliefs publicly, because you like constrain yourself. With the more honest you are, you constrain yourself to those degrees. So, you know, there's really something to be said about people like Crowder that speak openly and stick to these very rigid ideologies. But yeah, the whole this is to be expected. This is silence of speech, Marxism. This is what this is. It's not calling leftists that want silencing of other people with disagreements is Marxism and communism. There's nothing. We don't need the government to be means of production or anything else, because quite frankly, the government's the largest employer in America already. So we're already at communism almost in a very soft way. I mean, on paper, the government's the biggest employer. So what do we say about that? Yeah, this is Marxism. This is takeover of free speech. We talk about it every week. So I don't expect anything less, especially guy Joe Rogan, who once again, he actually has been very honest about this. And I know I've talked.
Maybe this is kind of why he's not so honest about other things, is because the one thing he's really been kind of true on and took a stance on, he gets attacked all the time for it.
Well, it's the only thing he can take a stance on, right? Like I've actually said here, it was we've covered this before in another one, but I said that Joe Rogan's the guy that, you know, this is what his discipline of life has been, his martial arts and comedy. He calls himself a dumb monkey that can fight basically and tell jokes. You know, that's basically, you know, and great. He knows his lane. He sticks to it. He's very good at it. He's obviously successful and awesome, and you know, he's an influence to a lot of people, including myself. But yeah, he actually has grounds to speak on this about fighting. He knows like things. He runs a company about health and human optimization and all the things he's tied to about nutrition and the things he says. Like that's why they're you know, if they Crowder or if they Alex Jones, you know, Joe Rogan next, you know, is that what Joe Rogan will get canceled for? Is transgender phobia? So these are things we got to question. You know, once again, Crowder versus Facebook, guys. So.
Yep, and YouTube.
And YouTube.
Did you hear about? I thought this was interesting. I've never heard of this company before this happened. I don't know if it's on here, but headlines: Tesla competitor becomes first to mine Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum with parked electric cars. I don't remember what the company was called here.
It's with parts of electric cars?
It's with the car itself when it's in park.
Holy shit, how brilliant is that?
When it's in park, I'm assuming it runs off solar or something, I don't know, but it can mine cryptocurrency.
Well, that's the big...
pretty heavy computer. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that might be the benefit of spreading it out a bunch of little computers, is you can not have this big... I mean, somewhere, you know, American Axle on Walden Avenue, I don't know if you remember when that was opening. Yeah, that's actually, they mine, part of the building is rented out, I guess, to mine crypto there. And they said you can feel the heat coming off the building.
What?
I hope somebody, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, we should look into that. But yeah, so there might be actually a lot of benefit to that. I know Apple's talked about making cars out of old iPhones and stuff. That there might be a lot of utility in that. Now, I'm not saying I want, you know, fucking Apple to take over cars, but yeah, it's pretty cool. People are cool things, man. We make cool stuff. We don't need aliens for it. So how long until Elon blows up that factory too?
I mean, if they're doing it, he can do it. I think what he's gonna say, and I haven't heard him say anything yet, but I think what he's gonna say is it can technically mine Bitcoin, but how effective is it? I mean, you need a lot of computing. I mean, I can mine Bitcoin right now on my phone if I wanted to. I'm not going to get anything. It'll never work. I'm not going to beat any of the supercomputers. But I could technically try it. It's not going to do anything. So I don't know how effective they're going to be. I mean, yeah, so it can do it, but is it actually going to be able to?
Like, what do you think that, you know, a lot of veneer to our, I don't know if this is the right adjective. A lot of the hype for our generation is that it's going to replace banks, and we think it's going to overthrow the banking cartel and all these other things. You know, we've operated in monetary policies for hundreds of years now. Before that, it was a different system. So, you know, banking hasn't been around forever, you know. So I'm not saying that we're going to switch, but the idea of transferring off banking, we've done it before as humanity. It was mercantilism before that in Venice, you know, during the Renaissance. So banking came around then, so 1400s. So we've done it before. We can do. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we could do it again. We got off the gold standard, for example, in the 50s or 30s or whatever. So, you know, do you think there's a lot? I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird that we're in just even the conversation like Doge and Bitcoin, and it's like competition of like fake currencies to take out another fake currency. It's just so weird, like what technology has done to the value of things. It's definitely altered a lot of things.
Well, I hope it keeps trending that way, because that's really what we need.
Yeah, and it's super important that we're on the forefront of all these issues, like Crowder, right? Because we're in this new world. Like, look at how many systems have changed just because of technology and then because of the pandemic. It flipped everything over. And we're trying to figure it out in real time, and we don't have laws or we don't have ideas. This has never been experimented at large scales. Like, there's a lot of unknown things, and we're walking blindly. It's so important that, we try to be open-minded through it all. It's pretty crazy.
Yep. Like I said, I am on vacation, so I didn't do a lot of research this week. However, this last one is pretty much going to tie into other things because I know you wanted to talk China. I want to kind of talk Fauci emails. So this can it'll find itself to itself. Headlines: Biden blocks 59 Chinese companies in an amended Trump order. So the thing that's interesting is he actually went further than Trump did on banning certain Chinese companies, which, I don't know. I'm interested to see the details of everything, but just the outside looking in, maybe it's a good thing.
I'm going to say this. This reminds me of the Moab, and I know that was the bombing, the mother of all bombs. When Trump was first inaugurated, he basically annihilated. It's like the largest bomb we have before atomic missiles. It was awesome to watch. I know a lot of people died, so it's kind of cruel. But like the actual power that we have is fucking incredible as people that I admire heavily. But this reminds me of that because that was not a Trump order. That was actually written by the Obama administration. They probably didn't do it because of political reasons during an election year. Go figure. Where have I heard that before? So I would not doubt if whatever Biden's doing here is laid out before the president before him, and things have been changed to fit the current scenario, especially with everything with Fauci's emails and the potential of a lab leak that was shot down. We talked last week kind of more about this. But it's going to overhang the news for a long time. We might never know. For people who don't know, I saw on the internet, but a few weeks ago, there was a tornado through Wuhan. So I wonder if it destroyed a particular wet market across the street from a virology lab that was funded by the federal government for gain of function research. That's literally all. That's all real things. It's so crazy. Dude, we're in a science fiction. Alex Jones used to say we're in a science fiction movie. Dude, that seems like a fucking Netflix storyline. You know what I mean? It's just like how many more things can be like the people are gonna die next, or they died in those 4 scientists die in the tornado or something crazy. It's just, I mean, we're in the Matrix, people. We're just seeing it now, or it's the aliens that didn't happen. Yeah, Elon says we're in a simulation, so it must be true. Yeah, the Fauci emails came out this week. They were talked about Freedom of Information Act, and there was. I don't think we should beat them over a dead bush because we're going to be getting them a lot these weeks. But it is just funny that some of the things that he was saying at the time contradict what he was saying publicly, and then what he's saying now. So we have talked every week here nearly since all this started about federal government agencies not being able to take accountability because they don't have to worry about elections. And, yeah, this is what you get.
Well, we've been saying that Fauci a year ago and Fauci now have been direct contrasts with each other. And it was pretty obvious that he either didn't know what he was talking about or he was lying. But now we have actual proof that he was clearly lying. I mean, it's literal email, black and white proof that he was lying.
And I'm going to copy-paste something that the left does. So let's use the metric of what... so if people died because of Donald Trump's tweets on January 6th, right, and that caused the insurrection, right, if that caused deaths, well, what does Fauci's actions do then? If he knew about things... but David, Donald Trump is banned from Twitter, and Fauci is walking... Donald Trump's in virtual jail, and Fauci is in non-physical jail.
He had hateful, hurtful tweets.
It's fucking crazy. I know they're completely 2 different things, but, you know, this is I spoke earlier about having, you got to be consistent. I know they're different things, but it's the same idea. Like, Trump is in Facebook jail for 2 years. Fauci is walking free when his actions kill people.
Let's talk about that real quick.
And to go further, they're making books and money. When am I going to hear about the Netflix deal that Cuomo and Fauci formulate together? Because Cuomo has benefited from COVID. He's trying to sell books, and he may have used government information and maybe people familiar with the matter. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of that language used in these novels that they're printing. They talk about ego of people.
The 2-year ban, they came out, was this Facebook only, or was this Facebook and Twitter?
Yeah, I seen Facebook. I don't know about Twitter, to be honest.
Okay, so they came out and gave a very specific 2-year ban.
It's odd.
Now, I thought about this. It seems random to assert a 2-year ban, but if I'm not mistaken, in 2 years, we're going to be after the midterm elections. That's weird. Are we arbitrarily picking 2 years, or are we maybe picking 2 years so you can't rile people up for the midterms?
I'm going to go on a limb here, Dave, and say that they're influencing in future elections. Not foreign elections, not current elections, but they're influencing in future elections, which may be more important. You already may have altered other ones, and you're altering future ones. Come on.
It's weird because we got in trouble for influencing an election in New Zealand. But this is fine. This is nothing.
And we should always run this into the dirt, David, because what are we right there? It's the same thing Crowder's fighting, just at a super small scale. They're crushing us, the little guy. Crowder's the big guy. I mean, this is the same thing. Donald Trump, we bring this up every week since it's happened because it's so important. We can't just do this. They're altering future elections with actions and stuff like this. It's theft of future prosperity, potentially. Like, you can't even quantify a jail time for that because we don't have value on our data. And then, like, you're basically, Facebook's altering the future in real time.
They'll get off. They'll be clean. They'll be fine.
Google, I know.
What's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to have another useless congressional hearing. Who cares?
It's not like people listen to them. Oh, it's for the record. Well, they can delete the record. They deleted the president's tweets. How do I know they don't alter C-SPAN documents? How do I know? Which brings me up to something that came out was they were talking about the UFO stuff. It leaked a little earlier with the New York Times and things. And I told you guys. Now, I'm not saying the media is correct here. But this report, apparently, people familiar with the matter, they haven't used those words, but they say, yeah, there's no sign of humans, but there's also no signs that people made this. Some people are claiming government cover-up or whatever. Who knows? We'll wait to see the report leaks. But this all kind of butts up nicely about not being able to trust the government and all of our officials. They've been double-dipping. They've been flip-flopping. I don't know why we're speaking on Fauci getting fired when he should be in prison. Cuomo should be in prison. It's crazy. So we're in the Matrix, people. I hope you're aware of it. Donald Trump trolled everybody today by making a run for head of Congress so he could be a speaker. I got it I think it was on Saturday morning, and I miss him being able to troll the entire world, man. We lived in violent times, man. 2016 was a violent.
It's gonna be a long 2 years without him.
Yeah, dude. They can't help but talk about him. Real quick before I think about this, the dumbass Royals had their stupid baby, right? And
yeah, I saw that.
Normally, I don't give a flying fuck about these royal trash bags, but I gotta level with you. When I didn't even read the article. I took a screenshot. I clicked on it, opened it, and the first fucking line is, "And they're an American citizen." No, they're not. They're royalty, baby. People are not gonna keep going to work, guys. I love everybody. I'm not calling for violence, but I'm fucking telling you, you are making people feel very thin. You really are, man. All right, China threat nuclear war. Basically, based on the COVID. I'm just covering my shit. I'm sorry. I had it all written.
I've seen what happens when Asians get nuclear wars with countries. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah, so China threat nuclear war if we keep pushing the COVID origin thing. Now, it's from state-run media and a certain guy in China and stuff, but Biden should press China hard. I think he's got to if he wants to keep the country together, because they are an enemy, man.
But does he?
China wants the whole enchilada, man. They don't give a. They're gonna backstab Russia like Hitler did. So, all right, I got a couple things here. They're elevating ransom attacks we've seen recently on the oil pipeline and also the meatpacking industry. The last few months, it happened. The meatpacking plant was like a couple weeks ago, and the oil pipeline was like a month or two ago. So they're elevating it to terrorism, which I don't know why it wasn't terrorism to begin with. But I bring it up because I am predicting here publicly that I think the next attack will be our electrical grid. So I just want people to be aware that this stuff... I mean, if they haven't made laws to secure our pipelines and our systems to the internet, our election system possibly...
It seems weird that they wouldn't attack an electrical grid before a pipeline.
Or they were waiting.
I wonder if it wasn't a terrorist that attacked the pipeline.
I don't know. This must be some smart terrorism. They're just asking for Bitcoin. China's trying to get into business of Bitcoining. I've seen speaking of that, and they're shutting down like private competitors. I wonder why. It sounds like the Chinese government are trying to, like, I don't know, control the future of monetary, possibly for a one world currency.
Globalism is inevitable.
Globalism is inevitable. Not my words, YouTube. That's G's X, Y, X, I.
No, YouTube would very much like that. They'd be all about it.
Yeah, well...
they might boost their post if you said that.
Yeah, if we don't make... if we don't let the communist YouTube work, they're going to make their own YouTube. Good, they should make their own YouTube. You shouldn't do business with communisms, you fuck. They're communist cocksuckers. Why are we doing... Why is any American company doing business with them? That'd be A specifically, considering LeBron can walk off but say all these things about integrity on fucking Twitter. What a it's a testament to people being able to tweet things and then not stand up for them in real life. Dude, you can't even lose gracefully, but I'm supposed to believe your Twitter with however fucking many followers you have? What a fraud. These people are frauds. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're frauds. And they're taking down guys like Steven Crowder. This is bullshit.
I want to hear about the Amazon Sidewalk. What is this? What does that mean?
All right, hold on. One last thing, and then the Amazon Sidewalk, and then I'll tell my personal story that ties into that. I did read an article. I saw a headline, and I commented on Facebook, and I got into not that I engaged too much, but I did like 2 or 3 comments back to these people on Facebook because they were calling me victim blaming, which I found hilarious. Headline, it was like 17-year-old or 15, whatever it was, Jewish kid is forced to eat his pizza and go against his religion by a gym teacher or teacher at the school. Now, Dave, let me ask you something. Have you ever got detention? Like, ever?
Oh, yeah. I was not a great student.
Have you ever had internal?
What's internal? What does that mean? That might just be a term that your school used. But...
Yeah, what, like in-school suspension?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Did you ever have that? Did you go to summer school?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. This is branching nicely into my point. What happened to kids that tell the teachers to fuck off? I mean, I never expressly told my teachers to blow me, but, like, I did it in other ways. Like, I just didn't listen. They're like, we're going to get the principal. They're like, go get the fucking principal. I didn't say that. I just was like, no, I'm not doing this. You know, I skipped school. I cut class before. I'm not bragging, but it's just like, you know, to be said that I'm victim blaming when I'm like, well, why didn't the kid just tell the teacher to fuck off? You know, like, dude, you gotta fight for your right, bro. It's against my religion. You're gonna have to fight for that. Especially a Jewish kid, because they're the most oppressed, even though they don't want to admit it. I mean, come on, man. This is everything we talk about here on this channel. Just fight for your rights, man. Fuck these people. Stand up for what you believe in. It's ridiculous. It's a joke and a mockery. All right. Amazon Sidewalk. And then to say I'm victim blame. I didn't say anything about the kid other than he should have told the teacher to fuck off. Like, well, you're more upset he didn't stand up for himself than blaming the teacher? Yeah! Yeah, I'd be more upset at my daughter for not fighting back than mad at the guy that fought them. Hopefully not that number. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to paint and... But, like, for real, like, oh, they punched me. Well, punch them back. Don't let somebody run away. I don't care. Don't let somebody take advantage of you. I'm not speaking in hyperbole, but all right. Amazon Sidewalk. Amazon, honestly, I've seen the headline. I don't need to know this. I've talked about this for fucking years because of Alex Jones before they banned him off all social media. It's called the Internet of Things, people, okay? When things connect to the internet, they eventually, and autonomously, are eventually going to start talking to each other. Now, we might call that Bluetooth. We don't fucking know, okay? Amazon Sidewalk is supposed to be a setting or something coming to the next wave of Amazon Alexas that will allow them to speak to other Alexas in their neighborhood.
Okay, I did see that. That's what that's called.
Yeah, Amazon Sidewalk, pretty sure. And they'll also be able to partner with other like devices like Ring and all these other beautiful things, like maybe the Amazon smart light bulbs. That's weird. It's crazy that, you know, our systems of oil and our systems of meat are getting hacked, and we're all like, nah, put everything on the fucking internet. We're so stupid. And once again, there's no safeguards against these things. We don't know how much our data is worth. So, yeah, they're spying on you, man. We talk about it. We get, you know, we interfere in foreign elections. So, anybody in my neighborhood that has an Amazon Alexa, you can go fuck yourself. I'm going to smash that Decepticon. And to partner that into my personal story, my mother's buying a new washer and dryer. Yeah, you ready for this shit? You just fill it. I don't actually know that. She says that it may hook up to an app on her phone. She doesn't quite know, but they're LGs. They're supposed to be very nice. I'm not shit talking my mom here. But you just put the clothes in, and it senses the material, how much water to add, what type of water, the fabric. Yeah, dude. And then the dryer does the same thing. It knows, you know, the temperature, how long.
Oh, that's nuts.
Internet of Things, people. Light bulbs, pacemakers, microwaves, your TV, your fridge, your Xbox. This is it. We're in the new age of humanity. We need to protect the data, man. We don't know what it's worth, and we don't know how it's used. So, Amazon Sidewalk. It's so funny. You know, to even go further, Sidewalk, like they're paving the future. They're paving your future. With me to not let me plug in my laptop.
You did it again. No way you did that twice.
I did it twice.
We're recording. It's already recording. The world knows. You did that 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
If you had Amazon Sidewalk, it would tell you that your computer's not plugged in.
Oh, fuck me, man. It's hilarious. Oh, yeah, Amazon Sidewalk. They're paving your future of digital footprints and data. I mean, they're literally taking it from you guys. It's everything we talk about on the program. This is Big Tech's Conspiracy.
Did you slide your little camera slide?
Yeah, no joke, people. I have like a camera slide on my laptop. Those who don't watch don't know. But
shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe, man. God bless you, man. I love you. All right, that's all I got, people. Other than my Decembertainment this week.
Ooh.
What was my Decembertainment this week? No, I watch Crowder. To be honest, I watch Crowder. I listen to some Jordan Peterson, but more importantly, not to be egotistical here, but I watch some of my older videos. I watch some of my older clips because some of the stuff that I've talked about on my personal Facebook page have been coming true. So I went back and I listened, and you know, back when I was first started, it gave me a lot of perspective to what we do now, David. You know, like we talk about the algorithm and big tech and all these other things that are like mainline talking points. And it's true. They obviously do these things. They've done it in the past. And we necessarily don't notice their constraint on the way they channel information, especially lately, because they're so good at it. But they weren't always good at it. So when I was doing my live videos and everything, there wasn't this system of like fact checking. There wasn't this auto ban. There wasn't these shadow bans. So like a lot of my stuff got more traction than it probably would nowadays. So I noticed that. And second off, I noticed how much better of a speaker I've become. It made me really realize that it is the things that you do in the dark that make you shine in the light. So I guess I'm just telling everybody with my Decembertainment this week, if you have a hobby, man, use it. Utilize it, flex it, find different hobbies, enjoy it. Don't be ashamed of your hobby, no matter how foolish you think it is. I've been laughed out of rooms for this hobby here, politics. You know, because that's all this is. We commentate. We're not journalists. We don't do journalism. We just, we break things down layman's term and try to, Once again, when I was shooting videos telling people about this stuff years ago, they're like, the government doesn't affect my life, and we're on fucking lockdown, people. The government can't affect your life. They flexed it, and now that you see that, factor in the big tech, factor in all these other things that are once again, deep state, Epstein Island. I mean, literally, like things
Epstein Beach.
Dave, I'm not to brag, but I want to use this as perspective for everybody, even myself. Like, Dave, you can be a testament of some of the shit I said before it came true, man. Before I even went on Facebook. And I really started in 2016, and I promoted Trump. I promoted all this stuff then, and I believe that people, like I helped people make the decision because they didn't know necessarily. Once again, Crowder, thank you. You have made, like, I feel like I have a better purpose now. Like, my purpose is more important with my hobby, because I'm willing to utilize my hobby and put it forward. So I guess my Decembertainment this week is like, go enjoy your hobbies, people. Pokemon Go, I don't care, man. Like, go enjoy it. David, I appreciate you and your time. I hope you and your family enjoy your vacation. I appreciate all our subscribers tuning in, and if you made it to the end, we drop every Monday at 7 Eastern. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay locked to the channel. Follow our Facebook page. Man. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, I got one quick story before we go, too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Vacation story. On the way to driving here, I thought about something. We were going through one of what's your favorite things, the toll. And I thought about it. Like, I have a 6-year-old in the car with me, and I thought I was going to explain to him, like, what a toll is. And as I'm explaining this, I'm realizing how stupid the idea of tolls is. Like, well...
Wait, I got to pay to drive on the road?
They take money from us to pay for the roads, and then when we drive on the roads, certain roads, they take money from us again.
Extra money from us. Borders don't matter. Just these borders in between these toll barriers, people. It's arbitrary, hypocrite. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, because you made me forget about something. I know we're way at the end of the program now. But New York State has released their digital passport.
Yeah.
They fucking did it. I said this, okay? Other people said this, but me in particular. We speak about the shit. Sidewalks, people, they're paving your future. Next is whatever. And if China did create this virus, I mean, come on, people. Like, the door is open now. The mark of the beast, any religion, like, all that. It's all plausible now. I mean, anything's possible right now. I mean, they ran
Nothing's a conspiracy anymore.
No, the term conspiracy is like a dilution of reality now. It's like an easy way for your mind to comprehend it.
It's just calling your shots.
Yeah, fuck, man, it's crazy. Yeah, they released, so I'm sure they're going to use that for, like, Sabres games, Buffalo Bills games, concerts, which really hurts because Slipknot's coming to town here, and if I have to get a vaccine passport to go in there, if I can't wear a mask, for example, not only will I be devastated that I can't see my favorite band, I'll be really pissed off because I'm not going to do it. I'll have to stand on my principles, like...
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm not going to any Bills games.
Yeah,
I would like to go to, a few of them, but...
I can't, man. And these are the small... Civil liberties are worth defending no matter how small, December Nation. Thank you all. David, thank you. Enjoy your vacation. Until next week, thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Peace, man.